Hello guys, Fredstone here. In this video we're gonna take a look at Ganyu and Xilonen teams, which are teams that I have played recently in the newest Abyss and the couple Abysses before that. And I think these are teams that did not receive the attention they deserved. But there's a catch in this. I'm running EM Xilonen. Now I know this looks very stupid, but before you judge me, just watch the results. Now, before we start, I want to preface some things. First, I do not pretend to be the best or perfect Ganyu player. I will make mistakes. I may miss a charge shot like that. It will happen, but that's kind of the point. I'm more of a casual-ish player. Yes, I'm doing the Abyss. Yes, I like speedrunning content, and I like trying to get clears as fast as possible, but I'm not going to reset a million times, do some whole lot of booking here. So, just my own point of view. So, second thing is that I wanted to show a team that not many people considered. Usually when you think of Ganyu male teams, you don't think of Xilonen, you more think of Zhongli. But I think that Xilonen teams are also very interesting because I think it's still a good option, but an option that not many people consider, and so that is why I wanted to showcase this team. Now that that's out the way, I'm gonna do a quick Abyss showcase of the newest Abyss, which is 5.1, first part, the one with the consecrated beasts. Then I'll show my builds after the showcase, and in the end, I'll share my thought on this team and explain some of the differences shown into the gameplay. So, let's start this showcase.
Next on the agenda.
Solidify!
Everybody stand back! Let's... You're toast! No touching!
Gather!
Huh? At the frying pan, into the fire! Teamwork is dreamwork! Nice and spicy! Eat this!
Stabilize!
Born of ice and frost.
Solidify!
Let's light it up! I'm going in! You're toast! Loba, get the...
Gather!
At the frying pan, everybody stand back! Eat this!
Stabilize!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Hey, yeah! Loba, get the... Next on, no touching! At the frying pan,
Gather!
I'm going in! You're toast! No touching! Teamwork is Access denied. Nice and spicy. I'm going in. You're toast. Let engraved names echo. Born of ice and fire. Bring it. Get out of here. Everybody stand back! Hey, yeah! Boba, get them! We're way behind schedule. No touching! Everybody stand back! Hey, yeah! Out of the frying pan! Born of ice and... I'm going in! Let's light it up! You're toast! Nice and spicy! No touching! Everybody stand back! Hey, yeah! Boba, get them! Access denied. Teamwork is dreamwork! Eat this! Benny's adventure.
Now, what do I think of Ganyu and Xilonen teams? In short, when the enemies are right, the difference is very noticeable from going from Zhongli to Xilonen. In these runs, the Xilonen run was about 10 seconds shorter overall, which is not insignificant considering the time spent. It was 162 seconds with Xilonen compared to 172 with Zhongli. However, and that's the big issue, when enemies are very aggressive, like with the consecrated beast in this abyss, the time difference is actually very small, and even swinging in favor of the Zhongli team, simply because you spend less time dodging and refreshing the crystallized shields, and these actions do waste time. It's not shown here, but very often in Xilonen runs, I had to reset because I was getting staggered too much. Like any attack from the consecrated beast was just basically staggering me, and it was very annoying to play. But Xilonen C1, which as you can see gives interruption resistance to the active character when her source samples are active, which is basically when her Night Soul bar is filled. That would help a lot with the interruption resistance, especially against aggressive enemies like the Consecrated Beast, and it would probably also allow my Xilonen to run a normal defense build instead of an EM build. Although the EM build isn't bad because I'm running Zephos and it gives ER to both Xiangling and Bennett. So about that, is it worth it to run an EM Xilonen over a Def Xilonen? Well, it kind of is. When the enemy's attack aren't enough to break the Crystallized Shield, like with the Pyro Mitochurls in Chamber 2, the Crystallized Shield will be enough to tank more than one hit and prevent you from getting interrupted. However, Crystallized Shields aren't that strong. Like, yeah, I think even at 850 EM and level 90 Xilonen, I think they only have about maybe 5 or 6,000 points of shield, which really isn't a lot when you consider that some enemy attacks may do 10,000 damage. So when you face a lot of damage, conventional resistance to interruption, like, oh, I don't know, Zhongli's shield, for example, or just Xilonen's C1, or Deia's skill, I don't have her, would be a better solution than just relying on the Crystallized Shield because it does break easily. Also, to make this rotation work, I had to compromise a little bit of damage from Ganyu in order to get the Cryo Crystallize. So I have to get the 6 charge attacks in one go because normally her rotation is Bennett, Xiangling, and then 5 CA ECA according to Keqing mains. But I had to get all 6 charge attacks all in one go to get the maximum out of it and line up her last charge attacks to correspond with Xiangling's last hit of Pyronado. Then I can use Ganyu's E and then use Xilonen's E to crystallize the cryo, but her red shred buff and the first part of the scroll set, which is the 12% damage for 15 seconds, is not enough to last the 6 charge attacks, so I lose a bit of damage at the end, but I calculated that it was more worth it to do that rather than to crystallize the Pyro and get Pyro damage bonus for Xiangling, which isn't completely useless, but is obviously less good than Ganyu. If I manage to get that Cryo Crystallize, Ganyu's damage does shoot up a lot. For example, if I take in Chamber 2 from floor 12, Ganyu's attack hit for 135,000 against the Pyro Mitochurls with Xilonen, while it is 110,000 with Zhongli and the middle lit buff, which I find to be very inconsistent because Zhongli's pillar can just break or not hit, and so Ganyu's damage can be even lower than this. As for Xiangling's damage, I expect it to be about the same if I get the Cryo Crystallize and a bit higher if I get Pyro Crystallize, because the additional 16% red shred from Xilonen will probably equal the 20% attack buff from Zhongli because red shred is diluted once you get under 0% resistance. It actually works 50% as well. So, in conclusion, is Ganyu with Xilonen good? Yes, but that's only if you can manage the inconsistency in the resistance to interruption. But for that, you get noticeably higher damage, longer lasting buffs compared to Kazuha and easier to trigger, and even if you miss the Cryo Crystallize and get Pyro instead, you will still get more Cryo Red Shred than Zhongli can offer you. However, personally, until there is a Xiangling replacement that also gives resistance to interruption, and no, Deia doesn't count, she doesn't apply enough Pyro, I'll probably be sticking for Zhongli just for the comfort and the not that lower damage. But if enemies aren't too aggressive, like in 12-2 and 12-3, Xilonen will be my go-to just because it's way more fun to have higher damage, of course. Well, thank you so much for listening to this video essay, and if you enjoyed it, please make sure to press the like button and share this video with people that will also be interested. That will really help me. And also for those who care, no, I will not make videos regularly. My studies take way too much time. This one was just a one-off because I had some free time. So on that note, I'll wish you a very good day and goodbye for now.